Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi Showbie with me, Richard Vobes. It's very nice to be here on a Monday, the beginning of another week, another cold week by looks of things, certainly cold today. Hope you are well. It's the 9th of March. No, it isn't. It's the 8th of March, the 9th of March tomorrow. It's the 8th of March. The 10th of March is the day after that. And then the 11th and the 12th and so on and so on and so on until we get to the end of whatever it is. Hello. It's nice to see you. Now, the lovely Julia will be joining me live, and we will have the Monday show for you. We have some videos, we have some photos, we have some chinwags and chats, and hopefully some phone calls. And you guys out there in the Vobosphere being absolutely wonderful and dapper as ever, which is just the way it should be, because we only want dapper and lovely people out there having a good old nit-nat-natty-nat, pick-pack, packety-whack, whatever, you know, chatter, all of that. Now, I just need to make sure that I've got everything all sorted out. Tonight, on today's show, ladies and gentlemen, we have a video from Colonel Cragratty climbing up a mountain. We have Michael Thornley, who's very kindly got a whole load of fascinating and absolutely beautiful photography, I must say. Birds on parade, which is very exciting. Can't wait for that. Bernie is having a little quiet laugh, a quiet little laugh to himself, which is rather fantastic, because he has found out the secret life of Eric. Yes, the secret life of Eric has been emerged. More on that a bit later. Ray, a drop of golden sun, has got his keyboard out again, but he's going to demonstrate how it all works and puts it all together. And keeping the musical theme going, Mark Donny McLeod has taken to the musician's hat. Lovely hat, by the way. And he's going to introduce us to what I've got down here, Hannah. Not Hannah Gordon, as far as I know. Anyway, and we have some photographs. Robin Jones has got something for us like he normally does, which is fantastic. Somebody famous. Spot the famous person. And Robert Brailsford has some interesting pictures from a walk that he's done recently. And Mark Burgess also has some pictures to share with us, as long as with Paul Burgess. I assume the two Burgess boys are not related, but maybe they are. Who knows? Something you're not telling us. And, of course, there's all of you out there typing away, doing all your exciting things, which is absolutely fantastic and lovely. Now, the lovely Julia is on her way, so I shall endeavour to do the roll call myself today and see how we go. So, let me just scrolly to the top here, and we'll just see how we're going. Let me just see how many people we've got. About 69. Oh, 83 it now says. It suddenly leapt up because I was in a different place. So, ladies and gentlemen, Judith. Hello to Judith, who's out there moderating. So everyone behave themselves, because Judith doesn't want to have to clout you over the head with a spanner. She will. Oh, yes. She was there. You see, she is on the Invasion Coast, don't you know? She was there in spirit, not in person, because she's only a young slip of a lass. But she was there in spirit when the Normans came over, and she clouted them. And, of course, she clouted the Romans. It's close, isn't it? If you go south a bit and round and down a bit and, you know, keep getting warmer and warmer. Anyway, Judith is out there. Ernie Samet got in very quickly, though, this evening. Hello, Ernie. He says, Talio, Richard, hope all goes well. When you do visit the West Country, yes, very much looking forward to it. I keep saying it. I'm raring to come down and meet you, which will be fantastic. Colonel Cragratty is also out there, which is lovely to see her. Alison O'Brien, Robert Brailsford, Station Master's Choice. And Anna Jones. So just looking down, see, you've got to isolate the names I've already said. Oh, yes, that's the way it works. Julia does it so well. And Alison O'Brien, I've just said. Glyn Horton, nice to see you. That's fantastic. Sean Ford is also out there along with Mark Burgess. Thank you, Mark. Got your photos all ready. Lovely Julia is there, but she's sort of dashing about, making sure the kids... Because the kids went back to school today. Want to find out what it was like putting the kids back in school for the first time. Fantastic. Kathy B and Ollie the Squid, Ramiboo, Mark Burgess, I've already said, Sean Ford, Rasputin of Arlington, Darren Howell, G Ramps is there. The lovely Julia is just tuning herself in. Mark Donny McLeod, Dave of Ved, and Jeff of Sussex, Andrew Norris, which is so nice to see you all the way from Croatia. Clive Waterfall, Daniel Watkins, Red Moon Conjure. Always good to see the Red Moon out. Michael Thornley is there. Hello, Michael. We've got your birds already. Whoa, I know what I mean. Whoa, I know what I mean. Elaine Whitelock is also looking forward to seeing them. I'm absolutely certain. Rick M., whole load of other people. Daniel Watkins. In the end, this is going to get too much because there's just far too many people. Paul Cockrell, Tall Podge Rog. Who else? If you haven't said anything in the thing, I can't obviously see you. Poor old Julia is in the dark at the moment. But we will get her on screen as soon as you can. She always has that little sort of technical issue with her camera, and then she's just got to unmute herself. Julie Bow, hello to you. Julie Bow from Derby. Nice to see you there. Thank you very much. She's been commenting on all my lovely videos. And Sean James Cameron is also out there, which is superb. Ron Langley and Sensible Paul, I don't think I missed. And Hammer Spanner Man. Paul Cockrell, can't remember if I mentioned you, and all of that. So there we go. Marvellous. Let's find out how Julia is, because I've just taken her job from her. But she'll be relieved about that. Daniel Watkins says, add my name to the list. I'm honoured twice. Well, there we are. Thank you. It's always good to be honoured. Right, if I put the headphones on, we should be able to see if the lovely Julia is out there. Hello, lovely Julia. How the devil are you?
Hello, I'm not here. I'm not here.
Oh, you're not here? Who's that?
I'm not here.
Who's that I'm talking to then, if that's
Some
not you?
purple weirdo. Some purple weirdo.
Oh, hello, purple
I don't know
weirdo.
what to do about that. But hey, do you like my mug?
Oh, is that from Cornwall?
It is from Corn of Wall.
Oh, yes. And what a lovely image on it. Is there a picture of you? Oh, yeah, there you are. You with no hair.
No.
Hey, talking of pictures of me, I found a picture of me. I've saved this up because I just wanted to show you. I know you all think, I'm a bit of a fat, lardy old bloke, but go back in time to 2006, ladies and gentlemen, and that's me. 2006. Look at that. Isn't that...
A little bit fuller of the face, hey?
Much fuller of the face. I was going through terrible eye problem at the time, and I had my eye removed in the end. And I was on steroids. They are the most foul things you could possibly have. But now, oh, hello. We're starting all over
Now
again.
you're sorry.
Now I'm all starry night. Now I'm much thinner. So, lovely Julia, listen, you had to send your child to school for the first time after, what was it, 3-4 years? Seems like it.
100 million years.
Yeah, it must have seemed like, he's been under your feet, he's been washing up, cleaning the floor, cleaning the car, making sure the chimney is sparkling, all those jobs that children somehow avoid. And what was it like getting him off? Firstly, did he want to go? Secondly, did he enjoy it? Thirdly, did you enjoy it?
Well, it's funny because he has been whinging, I don't want to go to school, but he went without too much of a problem this morning.
Oh.
There was no tears or anything.
Oh, that's very good.
And we had no real issue getting up and getting him to school, so that's great.
Fantastic.
And it was lovely. It was lovely. As helpful as he can be around
Yes.
house, he can also be very unhelpful too.
Yes.
So, it was nice to just be able to focus on Jojo for a while without having to make sure that there's someone here for Elijah.
And of course, he's going back into education. He's going back to see friends. He's going back to understanding how social intercourse works.
That's right. Yes. I did. I must admit, struggle with the whole homeschooling thing, but I did my best.
Yeah. Well, like any parent with, you remember, you've got a 1 and a. How old is he? 1 and 3.
Yeah, I don't like giving myself any excuses. I've got reasons, but I don't like to excuse myself.
But you are. You're also educating another young one, and it's
trying to keep him socialised as well.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, I know. There's millions of people in your same boat, and you've not been trained to be a teacher at home, because if you were, if you knew you were going to do that, your approach would be different.
I would have been a teacher if I was any good at it.
Yeah. So chimneys used to be done well by kids once upon a time, says Mark Donny McLeod, which is actually true. Yeah, they used to be very good. Now you had to pay for grown-up people. They seem to charge a lot more money.
It's a shame, isn't
it? Yeah. Michael Thornley says the kids love to be back with their friends. That's the thing they've really missed, isn't it? Being with their friends and just being able to have a good old chinwag and,
it's
be
the
kids.
Face-to-face interaction, he's been able to keep in contact with some of his friends on online, but it's just it's not the same, is
It's
it?
not the same. And the big question, of course, is did they wear masks in the lessons?
No, because they're not in secondary school.
Oh, that's good. That's marvellous. So the second question on that is have you heard about this stuff with just got to try and remember her name and his name.
Harry and Meghan.
Yeah, because they haven't been in the news for so long. And even if you don't have a television or you don't watch the television, somehow, I don't know, they seem to be invading even my universe, having a whinge at the royal family and claiming racism.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? The Queen. Or somebody, in fact, the Queen, who's done so much for the whole Commonwealth, of looking after all these different parts of the Commonwealth, of all different nationalities and nations, and then saying they're race. I just can't believe it. Seems to be an attack on the royal family.
It's all very privileged.
What timing to do it when poor old Phil the Greek, Prince Philip, is in hospital and hopefully coming out soon. I mean, he's 99.
Touchwood. Yeah.
And I just, it seems they're so young and they seem to want everything. They're so privileged. They've got everything. Yeah. Why? And I suppose what's annoying to me is that everybody seems to be lapping it up and saying, oh, but, they should have more and they've all been mean. The firm has been mean to them. And why does everybody play the victim? Why is it cool to be a victim? Why is that a cool thing? I mean, when I was growing up, being a victim was like being a Nancy, being, not able to cope with life. Whereas you all strove to be something, you had stiff upper lip, you got on with it. You didn't play the victim all the time and go, oh, poor me, poor me. I've been so done by, hardly. I mean, I've been hardly done by. Yes, I've been done. You know what I'm trying to say. And yet being the victim in anything now is like playing the upper hand. It's everything. I don't understand it. The world has turned topsy-turvy. What is the matter with everybody? Nothing. You weren't listening. You were reading the comments. Were you listening?
Well, I was trying to interact, but I didn't get a word in.
You can now.
I just wanted to say, Mark just says, can you say hello to Kate Evans, who is still in hospital, and I have been renovating the animal sanctuary. Well done on renovating the animal sanctuary, and we're all sending.
Who said that?
Mark Flinders.
Mark Flinders, yes.
Get well soon to Kate.
Get well, Kate. I'm so sorry to hear that. How dreadful. So all our hearts are with you. You see, there's somebody who's a genuine victim of whatever it is that she's suffering from. And we wish her incredibly well. And I'm sorry that you're in. Whereas Meghan and Thing, they've got everything going for them. There's so much money and they're going to make more money. Good old, you've got to be, bless her little socks, Oprah Winfrey, what a friend in need that is to whatever £1 million deal that was so they could do a 2-hour special. I mean, you've got to take your hat off to her. Good old Oprah has really been a great friend to them to make them all that extra money and all that lovely exposure that they desperately needed.
Yeah, that was really heartless of them to not, put that off a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
Do it. They could have just waited a little bit longer to see how old Philip's doing, but ho-hum.
You would think. Station Master's Choice says the firm, it would seem, is actually the Royal Civil Servants. The royals are somewhat captive to protocol rigidly enforced by these penguins who have an over-exaggerated opinion of themselves. I think that's probably true. Hammer and Spanner Man says it's the nanny state. Everyone's suffering from victimhood, I think is very true. Get well, Kate. Sending you bright blessings, says Mark Donny McLeod. Jeff Harrison says, did Eric go back to school? No. No. I mean, Julia says, oh, I've got the kids under my feet all day long. It's terrible, terrible. Another, victimhood. But I'm going to play the victim card. Even my card trumps everybody else. I've had Eric! I've had Eric to deal with. Oh, Eric. Now, not Sykes. If it had been Eric Sykes, that would have been fantastic. Do you know there's somebody who I would love to have spent an afternoon with, Eric Sykes? Who would you, if you could have anybody from any person that you would like to have an afternoon to spend an afternoon in the company of lovely Julia, who would it be?
Tough question.
I don't know who that is. Tough question. Is
But
that a pop singer? Is that a
probably-
star? Is that a boys' band? Is it?
If
Tough-
I may answer, I'd probably say my grandfather.
Ah, okay, fair enough. But
Well,
if it was somebody famous,
I don't know.
I mean, you like Sia, don't you? And who's that other one? Dula Lupa.
Oh, are we talking alive or dead? Or,
It doesn't matter. Whoever you like. Eric
For some reason,
Sykes is
he
dead,
passed
unfortunately.
on.
If you just wanted to spend, if you could spend, an afternoon, it can be anybody. Nobody really cares. Nobody's going to remember it. Just say anything. First thing comes into your mind. Spike Milligan. There we are. Station Master's Choice has done it. Who else would you? Diana Rigg, says Sean Ford. That's a good choice. Roy Castle, Leonard Smith. Yes, Roy Castle. Bless his socks. If you want to be the best, you've got to wear a vest. No. Dedication's what you need. Hey, medication. No, not medication. Megan was an actress, so say no more, says Ron Langley. Yeah, was an actress. Afternoon with Donna Reed. Donna Reed? Who's Donna Reed? I don't know Donna Reed. Sean Donny McLeod, different one. I would like to spend an afternoon with him. Eric Morecambe. Hey, that would be good. Absolutely. Maria in Stingray. Jeffrey Harrison.
Freddie Mercury, there's a good one.
Ah, there you go. Freddie Mercury. I met Roy Castle. He was lovely, says Kerry Baldwin. Yes, I bet he was. Ken Dodd, says Dean Cooper. Jane Austen. Deborah Martin. Good one. Like it. This is a good one.
Ronnie Barker.
Yeah, Ronnie Barker. That would be very funny. Ronnie Corbett would have been nice. Peter Ustinov. Oh, yeah, because he played Poirot, didn't he, in the films, in the big feature films.
Yeah, we've already mentioned Starry, Starry Night, so Vincent van Gogh.
Oh, yeah, Vincent van Gogh, or
Van Gogh.
or whatever. Norman Wisdom. I met Norman Wisdom once, and I have a letter from him. Warren Mitchell. Yes, that would be... Imagine Warren Mitchell in these day and age with Till Death Us Do Part. Oh, my goodness, that would be hilarious to see the reaction. Groucho Marx. Yeah, Columbo. Oh, Peter Falk. Yeah, that would just one more thing. Yeah, you've got to love it. Did you meet Sid then? Says Sean Ford. Who's that? Sid who? Sid Snot. Donna Reed is an American TV actress from the 50s and 60s, says Rami Boo. Ah, right. What was she in? David Niven, The Moon is a Balloon. Yeah, David Niven he was a very sort of gentlemanly.
Oh, I've thought of another one. Marnie Nixon.
Marnie, now that name rings a bell. Where's she from?
I mentioned mentioned her to you the other day.
She the woman in the tree?
No, that's Julia Butterfly Hill.
Oh yes, that's right. Marnie Nixon. Where were David Nixon? Do you remember David? You won't remember David Nixon. David Nixon before Paul. Not like that. No, what was his name? Paul. Not a lot. Daniels. Before, yeah, David Nixon was a magician. Tommy Cooper would be good. Anyone said Tommy Cooper? Bet nobody said Tommy Cooper.
I think someone did say Tommy Cooper.
Oh, did they? Yeah, he would. Not like that. Oh, yeah, Tommy Cooper bought me a drink once, Station Master's. How marvellous. Lovely drink. Is a drink. Not like that. I once had a speaking engagement with Bruce Forsyth. Yes, I met Bruce Forsyth once. He was a nice bloke, actually. People don't, they've a funny feeling, but he was very professional, and I had a lot of admiration for him. I mean, he just kept going, wouldn't stop. I have a lot of admiration for people who don't retire, who love their job. Next train's gone, says Robert.
Henry VIII.
Henry VIII, that's an interest. Who said that?
Mother Nature.
Mother Nature. An afternoon with Henry VIII. Interesting. To ask then, what period would you have that,
Someone else has said, which wife, SJC?
Yeah. Charlie Drake. That would be a good one.
My boomerang's just come back.
Is it My Boomerang Won't Come Back? That's right.
My boomerang won't come back.
Do you remember? You won't remember Charlie Drake. How many of these are going over your head? Stephen Hawkins? Yes, that would be an interesting afternoon, I imagine.
Ron Langley says, I met Richard Vobes once.
Yeah, you wouldn't want an afternoon with him. Julia's had an afternoon with him, and sometimes a morning if she's very unlucky. And both together. Will Hay! That would be good, yes. I'd love to have met Will Hay. He would be interesting. Very interesting. Judy says, can't think of any famous person, but an afternoon with my dad. Ah, that would be nice, of course, who died in
Oh, do you know what would be nice?
Go on.
An afternoon with Judith.
Yeah, well, we're going to do that. As soon as we're allowed to get going, we're going to get in the van and we're going to drive down to Deal. Is that a deal? And,
yes, a deal, definitely.
Yeah, and go and see her. Michael Thorley says Henry the Fourth. He had 3 wives, and that's true. Who is there's a statue of Charlie Cooper in Caerphilly Town Centre, where he was born. How brilliant! Napoleon, says Michael White. There you go. That's an interesting one. Barbara Windsor. She was a magical person. I know I did do an episode of that program that she was in. That one. EastEnders. I never met her though, unfortunately. Don't get in the car with the Vobinator. That says right. No, I don't have the car now, so you'll be all right in a van. I drive like a sedate old thing. Hello from the medical response team with Sid James. Oh, that would be hilarious. Sid James. I can't do a Sid James. Wish I could. Arthur Askey, interesting one. Yeah. Johnny Vaughan's. I fixed Johnny Vaughan's washing machine once. He appeared to be as high as a kite at 10 a.m. My God. Margaret Rutherford. Oh, now that would be very good. Yes, the original film Miss Marple, or the legendary film Miss Marple.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
I'd also love to go for a walk in the woods with Dame Judi Dench.
Oh, Dame Judi Dench. Yes.
Dame Judi Dench.
Judi
Dench. Trees Choo-choo-do.
Good game. Who would you like to spend an afternoon with? Good game. What about I'd like to spend an afternoon with somebody like Mike Yarwood, because you could spend an afternoon with whomever he could do impersonations of. And who's one of the current? Who's the current bloke who's rather good that used to do Dead Ringers? He was very good. Stanley Baxter would be good. Carry on vobing. Oh no, stop knocking him down. Kenneth Williams would, of course. There's so many. Charlie Chaplin. I didn't like Charlie Chaplin. Funny that. Laurel and Hardy. I'd love to have an afternoon with Laurel and Hardy. That would just be Norman Collier. Yeah, be careful if you have a drink with Norman Collier. Rowan Atkinson. Yeah, interesting. I did work on the Mr. Bean with Rowan Atkinson, but I never met him personally. I mean, just was in the background doing something.
Isabella of France would be an interesting one.
Isabella of France.
Yeah, I watched a little YouTube video about her today, so I don't know about her. She was known as the she-wolf of France.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right.
She was married to King Edward the Second.
Sounds like an interesting person to spend an afternoon. John Coleshaw was the name. Thank you, Mark. And Stephen Hawkins, yeah, Carol Kay. No, Carol Kay.
Rick Mayall. Yes, definitely. Red Moon Conjure. Good call.
Yeah, there we go. Isabella.
Who's Isabella Breton? Who's that?
Somebody better. Michael Caine. Not a lot. You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. There we go. Anyway, there we are. That's diverted us for a bit. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to play a video in. First of all, I hope all you lot like animals, because Michael Thornley has sent in this rather magnificent and wonderful thing. All this footage apparently is his own. You should check out his channel. Just put the name, Michael, of your channel. I think it's on the front of this, actually, because your wildlife photography is absolutely. You don't seem to have, massive numbers that you should have, and what you do there is absolutely fantastic. So let's go into the video box and just have a look at some wonderful birds on parade. Well, I'm sorry that there was no sound, and I don't know why, because I can see the sound going out. I had to open up another channel, which normally you'd get the echo. So I couldn't understand that, because here in the studio I could see the sound is coming out. So I know the sound was going, but I don't know quite why it wasn't coming out there. I wonder if it's... oh, I can't do it. But wasn't that magnificent?
That was wonderful. Very strange that sound. But
yeah, if we get a chance, I'll see if I can play it
replay
again.
at the end.
Yeah. Hang on.
It was wonderful without the sound, but it was really lovely with the sound too.
Yeah, just bear with me 1 second, because I want to see if when I do it, I had to. Oh, God, technical problems here. Are you getting?
Thank you, Michael. Anyway.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. Thank you very much. Where is it? Birds on Parade. Hang on a minute. Can I get? I have to play it again. Just bear with me, ladies and gentlemen.
Bearing with.
You won't hear it now, I'm guessing.
Nope.
But just wait, let me see. But you've got it now.
Nope.
Have you got it now?
I have on the screen, yeah.
Okay, so did you had it then? Yes, okay. So what happened there is, in order that one of the things got, it was going out, but it was then muted somewhere else in the chain. Sorry, Michael. We'll play it again at the end. This is because this is a one-man show, and I'm showing everything now. You're not supposed to see. Hang on a minute. Oh wait, I'm getting flustered. Let me just get everything. Everybody loves it when. There you go. I've got the right buttons in the right order. I'm sorry about that. Well, what a pig start to the show. Such a lovely, rousing tune as well. So that was great. But we'll try and play it one more time for all those animals. But go and check out Michael's. I'm so sorry, Michael. I feel awful now that I've done that and let you down. But there's nothing I can do about it. Brilliant. Okay, so that was fantastic. Everyone else is laughing. Too many toys. I know. But if you don't have the right buttons, you can't play it out. What are you supposed to do? Did you recognise all the animals, Julia?
Most of them, yeah.
Yeah,
I think they were chin-strap penguins. I think.
Chin strap? What, you strap them to your chin?
No, because there's a particular line under their chin that looks like a chin strap.
Oh right, fair dues. At least Michael is laughing. We'll play it one more time. I didn't manage to. I mean, I saw it once before, but I couldn't remember when I downloaded it. But I couldn't remember all of the animals, because as soon as I saw there was no sound, I was fiddling behind the scenes trying to think, why is there no sound? Why are they? I can see it going. Anyway, let's not dwell on that. We got some photos. Let's go into the art box and have a look at some of these pictures, and let's see if some of this works. So, in theory, we should have some photos from... now, this is from Mark Burgess, who I just need to get into the correct folder to get... Here we go. And he has got them ordered up for me so that it all makes sense. And I've moved his file across here so I can read it and show you the pictures, hopefully in order, and hopefully I don't cock this up. So he says, I'm enclosing a picture of a walk I did with my sister as we both needed to get out of the house for some air and exercise. So I thought we'd do a circuit of the village. And I wondered if you'd like to see the sights. I wondered if I would see any sights worth sharing. So I did take a few pictures. Feel free to show these if there's time. I know your show sometimes has a lot to pack in, so no rush. We will show them. Have no fear. It's lovely to have the opportunity to do that. So, how are we going to do that? Well, we've got to find where I've put the sodding pictures now, haven't we? Where did I put them? Monday show. No, that's Robert's pictures. They're on the email, in the right order. Okay, brilliant. So here we go. So picture A is a shot looking west from the eastern end of the new sewer dike. Nice. That falls out into the sea in the reverse POV from shown in the picture. I picked this because of the tree canopies overhanging. Come blossom time, this will be quite a view. Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. You like a bit of blossom, don't you, Julia?
Oh, I do like a bit of blossom, especially on a tree.
Especially on a tree. So the next picture here is the road sign of a small cul-de-sac named after the famous author of the Railway Children. She spent her final years in my parish and is buried in the ground of the Church of St. Mary's. Ironic, since next door, the next door road to this, is what is pictured in C and D. Okay, C and D. I can't remember what town we're talking about. Can you just remind me where we are in the world, Mark? That would be good. There's St. Mary's Bay. Where the hell is St. Mary's Bay? B, the road sign. Oh, I just read that. C, the narrow gauge railway station. A request stop these days on the Romney Hythe and Dymchurch. Station Master's Choice and Ed Loud should know about it, so they'll know where we are. We caught sight of the recent track renewal work being done, although the pictures don't show the maintenance train was parked downline with the permanent way gang hard at work. Good for them.
Lovely.
And this is more of the station, he says. That's all he says. Nice little station on the route down. And here we go. The E. On the way back home, we passed our first bungalow where my family moved to Kent in the mid-1970s and ventured through the estate of houses nicknamed the Tree Estate because every road is named after a type of tree. For Julia, a pity for Julia, there is no actual trees there to see. What? Every road is named after a tree, but there's no sodding tree to see?
That disgusts me so much.
That's just outrageous.
That's like your bugbear of when they'll name a house after what was there before, like the blacksmith or whatever.
Yeah.
Blacksmith's been obliterated for the sake of this stupid house.
Yeah, exactly. You might as well just had the blacksmith so we knew what it was. Right, okay, we'll move on to...
trees.
Right. Next one is, this is a little bridge back to the new sewer dike. And I assume this sewer dike doesn't smell. This time, the western end, but still looking west with a few ducks visible. Most of them were feasting on, what, in the sewer? Not floated. Oh, some bread. Put out there by the residents with a couple of seagulls on the bank, so they were not on the water. Okay, and the next is... it's a shame it's all been built on, really. Back to the home straight. Another attempt to get a close-up of the Romney sheep. What? Hang on. Oh, that's the wall down there. Okay. Oh, I'm with you. Sorry. We must be... I must have got out of sequence somehow. Not quite sure why. And there's the sheep. Home straight, there's the sheep. Close-up of a Romney sheep, but a little blighter was a bit camera shy and kept away from me. So then they were home for a mug of tea. And there it is at the railway,
nice mug.
At the Railway Children. How marvellous is that? Yeah, brilliant. Thank you so much, Mark. And it's nice to have a bit of a, narration to go with it. I hope I didn't completely cock it all up. But brilliant. We should talk, says Rustin of Arbiton. Same here. I'm not quite sure what about, but they are probably having a good old chat. Do you remember watching the Railway Children, Julia?
I don't think I've seen much of it. I've seen bits of it.
The film?
But... Yeah.
The famous film?
Yeah.
With Bernard Cribbins?
Yeah.
And...
it's ridiculous. I know him better from Doctor Who and a CBeebies programme recently. Oh. Jack and Ori.
My goodness.
Salty Jack's
they take their underwear off and they wave the train down.
Oh.
Showing everything.
Yeah.
Daddy, my daddy. Exactly. There we are. Classic lines. Gets me every time. Lionel Bart. So you can lament that was once there, Graham says, in conversation with tonight. The conversations. Oh, right, okay. Cool. Brilliant stuff. How are we doing on the time? It's only it's 27 to think. If anybody wants to give us a call, the phone is... I'm just making sure the phone is actually on. You are very welcome to give us a tinkle. I've pressed the button. I can't press the button.
I picked up 2 hand phones.
There we go. call the Vobesy or have a chat to Julia on 0793 4746 Give us a tinkle and tell us what you're up to. Who would you like to spend an afternoon with, and what do you think of the Meghan and Has? Is it Has or Hazza debacle?
He calls him Has. It's just...
Prince has been. Hello to the caller calling in on the Vobe Show.
Hello to the host and the listeners. It's Ed Loud.
Hello, Ed Loud. Lovely to hear you. How the devil are you?
Well, I was feeling a bit down, but seeing the Romney Marshies really cheered me up.
Ah, there you go. How lovely.
Was it Mark who sent them in? Thank you for sending them in. That was really lovely.
Yeah, no, it was nice. Nice to get that. And thank you, Mark, by the way, for your other email, which I haven't had a chance to answer, but I will try and do that tomorrow, if that's all right. I've had been snowed under with emails recently. Do you get snowed under with emails, Ed?
No, not really. There's probably only 20 people in the world got my email address.
Oh, blimey. So, sorry to hear that. I'll get Eric to send you.
It's a deliberate ploy. I do have a work email address, but
right.
I've only sort of recently joined the company, so
nobody
emails me, and that's the way I like it.
I'd like to email you, sir. I'll email you.
That's Eric.
Oh, God, not him again.
Yeah, sorry about that. So who would you like to spend an afternoon with, Ed?
Oh, an afternoon.
Yes.
Oh, that's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah,
On
somebody
the spot.
famous, live, living, dead.
I think J.R.R. Tolkien.
J.R.R. Tolkien. Oh,
that's
yes.
a good one.
Interesting. Why?
And
Why?
if he didn't tell me what had happened to the other two blue wizards, I'd kill him.
Well, that might be difficult because he's already dead.
Any
but...
Tolkien fans will know what I mean.
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, I read the Hobbit one, but I didn't read the, and I never saw the film of it. You know, the big thing.
The film was a bit disappointing, to be honest. I think they tried to wring too much out of it and make it a Lord of the Rings Part 2.
Wring too much out of it. I like it. Yeah, Lord of the Rings. Very good. So what do you think? What do you think then of the Meghan and Hazza business?
I have to be honest, the first I've heard about it was on the show today.
We do bring you the news live off the press. I appreciate.
I've really switched off from all the news. It's
well done. It's so
constantly
depressing.
Corona, and that's all I get at work. So
yes.
it's nice not to have to hear about it for a change.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, you've heard about it. What do you think? There they are blaming the royals for racism and taking a victim card.
Yeah, I do get a bit annoyed with all this victim stuff. It's hit me as well a few times, and it just, it drives me around the bend. I don't know the full story with Meghan and Harry, so I don't want to sort of point fingers at any particular people. But in my own experience, people claiming victim cards, it just drives me around the bend. I had an experience on the bus about 2 years ago, and some woman was being absolutely ridiculous and twisting someone's words, and there was this big argument. And I said to her, just like I would if I was talking to any other person, like, are you stupid or something? Don't you talk English? Because she clearly did speak very good English.
Oh, right.
And she said, oh, you only said that because I was black. Well, no, I would have said the same thing to a white person.
Yes.
You know, and more to the point, I was defending a black person when she said this comment, so it was absolutely ridiculous.
People can
and I find with certain people, playing the victim is their go-to thing, and I don't mean that in a racial way. I mean that in all sorts of walks of life. People just seem to think, if I play the victim, I'm going to get somewhere.
Do you think that that's because people are just now? It's more prevalent because it's become fashionable.
Yes, exactly. And you're hoping you'll get everyone to stick up for you and hoping you'll look all so precious. And I really hate that because there are a lot of people in the world who are victims. And
yes, and they're the ones that get passed over.
Yeah, you're cheapening it for them, the people who really do need help.
Absolutely. What do you think, Julia?
I was just thinking of an incident I had where this woman was claiming victimhood. It was bizarre. Sorry, I went off on one.
Oh, well, you'll have to tell us now. You can't just say, I was thinking about a woman who had victimhood. No, but I'm not going to tell you.
No, well, do you remember when we were on our way to... I can't remember where we were on our way to, actually. But it was before COVID. And this lady, she was ahead of me at the till in the petrol station. And she didn't have her card, her payment card in her purse. And they wanted her to leave her mobile phone there or her purse or something, so that, you know, while she went off and got it to come back to pay. But she wouldn't do that. She was saying she wouldn't leave her phone because, you know, her son is a special needs son. You know, what if the school needs to call her? Her house is half an hour away. And I'm there thinking, right, okay, so it would take, you'd only not have your phone for an hour. So phone the school, if you're that worried, phone the school first and say, look, I'm going to be without my phone for an hour. Is everything okay at the moment? You know, it just really annoyed me. I ended up actually saying something. It was like, oh, goodness, you know, I can't even remember what I said to her.
Oh, this is at a petrol station?
Yeah. But, you know,
so she'd filled up with petrol.
She instantly jumped on me. Oh, what is it to you? And I was like, I'm just standing here waiting to try and pay so I can leave and get on with my day.
And you know, I brought my card with me.
Yeah.
By the way.
But she was like, oh, no, you know. Oh, it was just so annoying. Anyway,
do you know another thing I hate about this victim mindset is I think I despise it even more because I've, you know, lived all of my adult life with my grandfather, who's, you know, from the war and that kind of era.
Yes.
And he spent the last few years of his life in a wheelchair, and I used to push him around merrily, and we'd go exploring all over the place. And he never once wanted someone on one of our charity walks or anything like that to change the route to suit his wheelchair. And he was very, very stubborn about not being treated very differently. And I don't blame anyone who, you know, wants the world to change and suit people in wheelchairs and things. I spent a bit of time in a wheelchair myself, and I know it's really hard. But I always admired that spirit in him, that he didn't expect everyone else to change just to suit his needs. He didn't want the South Downs to be paved in concrete and things. If he wanted to go up on them, he had to tolerate it himself and put up with the bumps. He didn't expect the world to change just to suit him, and I always really admired that about him.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think
many a time he put himself in a lot of discomfort just to achieve something. And one of the things I'm really proud of him doing was taking part in a marathon. And people think, oh, he's just sitting in a wheelchair. That's easy. He's got his grandson to push him 26.5 miles. But I know how difficult that was for him. And he really, really suffered for the cause. And if anyone was going to pack it in, I was so close to just saying, no, Grandad, you can't keep doing this, and, you know, going home. But it's just something I feel really strongly about.
Yeah,
you know?
No, quite right. Absolutely. I mean, I think people do seem to want everything to be these days geared towards them, and people can't think about, well, actually, how can I help others rather than have everybody sort it all out for me. But it's become fashionable to the point that I think people don't know the difference anymore. I mean, you know, back my parents wouldn't have dreamt about having charity and things like when things were tough. You know, they would have been quite happy to take away my jumpers and wear them so that they kept themselves warm, and they wouldn't have asked anybody else. They wouldn't have gone to one of these. What was it? Somebody said to me about the food banks, and they said, well, if you keep opening food banks, of course they're always going to be busy because people will always turn up. Everybody wants a bit of free food.
Yeah. I think they're doing a good job, and I'm glad they're there. I know a few people who've had to resort to using food banks, bless them. And I've been, again, very fortunate living with my grandfather and knowing my grandparents and things, that I learnt simple home economics, and I managed to survive on a very limited budget for a very long time after grandfather passed away. But I'm not sort of having a go at people. I think education is a really important thing. Why aren't they teaching people this at school?
They teach kids all sorts of rubbish, don't they? But I think you should have a go. I mean, Billy and Sharifa work at the hospital. And at the hospital, I keep hearing these stories of people who seem to think they're so entitled. So they've gone in, had some form of, they've had their nails clipped because they can't do it at home. And they'll be sitting there, and there'll be this little old lady of 85 who has been given, because she lives on her own, a week's supply of basics, some food and what have you. and a taxi ride home. And there'll be this 22-year-old something or other, perfectly capable of walking and is on credits and stuff, but is fine, isn't on her own, hasn't had a major operation, has just had, a little finger sort of straightened or something. And she'll say, well, I'm entitled to one of those food packages and a taxi home.
Yeah.
And they've said...
It's laughable.
And you go, well, but you can walk and you can, you do actually have credits coming in and you can go to the thing. And they say, yeah, but you gave it to that woman, and so I'm entitled to it, so I'm going to have it. And you just think, my God.
And what's amazing about that generation is you almost have to force it upon them. They won't accept help.
No.
They're so proud, and it's more about what I can do for my country rather than what my country can do for me.
Absolutely.
And I'm so fortunate to, even today, I'm still around people of that generation who remember me looking after my granddad. My next door neighbour, Frida, she's a lovely old lady, and I have to knock on her door all the time and really sort of like verbally ring it out of her. Do you need any help? Do you need something over the shop and things like this? And she hates having help. You know, she knocks on my door and asks if I need things. Bless her.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. People do put themselves. That's just that generation, and somehow the pendulum has swung a little bit too far into the me. And I don't know whether that's got anything to do with social media, which is all about focusing on ourselves and putting pictures of ourselves.
I think it's got a lot to do with the fact that where, like for example, my parents, went through the struggle of World War II and blah blah blah, and then coming out of that, as things were building up, the more they were able to, kind of give a little bit more to their kids, and then their kids wanted to give more to them because they were better off than their parents were, and it's just spun out of control in that way. Does that make sense?
Kind of, yeah.
I think the only caveat is that there are a lot of sort of people who look okay on the outside, but they do have invisible disabilities and things. But it's not to the numbers that, there's obviously people playing the system and stuff, it goes without saying. But, there are a few people with invisible disabilities. And I've never mentioned her on the show before because she was having a horrible case with a stalker. But I can now say that's over. I do have a partner. The only one who knew was Julia. I mentioned that to her once.
Oh, right. Oh, good. Good for you.
So my partner has one of those invisible disabilities. And the other day she had the police knocking on the door asking why she was breaking lockdown, why was I going there? And it just sort of goes to show that, some people really do sort of look okay on the outside.
Yes, of course. Many of us do. But on the inside, we're peddling like mad trying to just stay alive.
Yeah, so I would always, that's why I would never have a go at someone if I think, oh, they're playing the system a bit, because I don't know what's going on.
No, but when, sorry to interrupt you, but when you are as mega rich as Meghan and Hazza, you really don't need to play the victim card. You really don't. No, we must move on.
Yeah,
Ed, but thank you
so
much.
I wanted to thank Mark for sending those pictures, and I know he's.
There you go. That's brightened your day.
I love seeing the Romney Marshies. It's really brightened my day. Yeah. So have a good evening, everyone, and I'll enjoy the rest of the show.
Fantastic. Look after yourself, Ed. Thanks for the call.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, there we go. I think you're right, absolutely right with Meghan and Thingy. We can forget them really. I just hope they don't damage the royals with all their sort of inexperienced me stuff. It is time to go for a video, if that's all right with everybody. So let us go into the video box. And we've got a bit of a musical theme today. Now, you may remember we had The House of the Rising Sun. How does that go, Julia? You have to unmute yourself, actually.
I hate when that happens. There is a house in New Orleans they call the Rising Sun.
I wish I could have put reverb on you. I was just looking at going, why can't I hear reverb? Yeah, there we go. That was the song. Now, Raymond got in touch and he said, I'm going to show everybody how it works because there was me saying, is that a backing track? He said, not a blooming backing track. What are you talking about, Vobes? You
We
idiot.
offended him. Oops.
Yes, and that's so easy to do with me. So, because I upset everybody left, right and centre. I do it all on purpose. Everything is malicious. You know, I
You're
get
a
up.
horrible person.
I am a horrible person. I don't mean to do it. I really don't.
Put your wrist out. Put your wrist out. Come on.
What? Oh. Ow!
There you go.
Yeah. It's a good job. That's my left hand. So Raymond's going to give us a demonstration. Bit long, bit longer than we normally like. You know, do we say that first? But he probably didn't realise. If you can keep them short to about 3 to 4 minutes maximum, really. But so this is sort of double that, I'm afraid. But he's going to give us a rundown of his musical instrument. He's going to get his organ out. Sorry, it's not an organ. It's not an organ.
The keyboard, right?
Yeah, it's a keyboard. Take it away, Ray.
Evening, everybody. Thank you for your very kind words about the music on Friday. Well, this is the beast. This is my Yamaha keyboard. Not an organ, it's a keyboard. And when you switch it on, it always comes on as a piano. So we've got the top end of the piano for the melody, and the chords normally on the piano you play at the bottom here. And at the top end, we've got many instruments we can play. There are over 1,200 types of instruments, and I'll just give you some examples. Let's start off with one of my favourites, which is a jazz saxophone. Nice tones. A pan flute, for example. Some strings. A banjo. Or a lively banjo. A flute. Or a church organ. And some real nice one, a nice a French musette. A choir, a boys' choir. Some gospel stuff. Hey, hey, hey. And so on. Many, well, 1,200 or more instruments. But the interesting bit also from Friday is what happens at the bottom end, the backing tracks and so on. So if I now switch on the chords, and I'm going to play some chords from one of the settings in here, and there are over 11 genres of music: pop and rock, dance music, movie and show, Latin, rhythm and blues, and so on. This is actually what's called a boy band track. Now, I was playing the full chord there with 3 fingers, so 3 notes in the chord, or triad or the chord. But with this machine, this keyboard, just 1 finger plays the full chord. So whatever note I press with 1 finger, it will play the full major chord of that note. That was C major, that's F major, that's G major, D major, and so on. If you want to play the minor chord, you go 1 black key back. So I play the white note, C. This is D, D minor, D major, D minor. And another chord you play a lot in modern music particularly is the 7th chord. So the C major, and if I go one white note back from my core note, it will play the 7th chord of that. So in this case, C major, C7, C major, C7. So going back to the Love Is All Around backing there, I was just playing for the 4 chord with the single or double finger chord. Now, when we did the Rising Sun on Friday, I was playing with the backing in here, which is called, in their terminology, rising pop. And this is what it sounds like, just with one note. But if you put the chords together, which are in the music of the Rising Sun, this is how it sounds when I play the right chords. It's the same backing, the same style is in there, but this is what it sounds like now. I play the right chords. And if I put the same voice that I played on, which is curved bars, which I played on Friday, so with those chords again. And all of these chord styles have an introduction and an ending, and I played that introduction. This is the introduction that's built into the machine. I'm not playing this, the machine is, and I played the right chord, which is an A minor in this case, A, one back a minor, and it started off. Now we have an ending. And on this machine there are 3 levels of intro and 3 levels of ending. If I give you the 3rd level of intro, it's really a good one. Oh, I'm going to start it off properly. Okay, now let's try some other styles. Let me think, let's have a go. We'll have something for the old folk. Well, I'll play it in a minute, but let's have a big one for movie and show. You might recognise this. To start it off properly. Some Australian guy in a toga. theme from Gladiator. Well, it obviously goes on a bit more than that, but just for a little bit. Now, I'll finish off with a bit of fun. This is called Entertainer. And in here we've got a pub piano. I can pick it up properly. There we are. And we'll play that in D, and we'll use the backing that's in there, which I think is the French musette. And this is how it starts off with the intro. So we can play loads of different types of styles of music, heavy rock, what have you, bit of fun. Hope you enjoyed that. If you want to have a bit more, a few tracks I could play, then perhaps if Mr. Vobes would like to do that, then we can try. Thanks all, bye.
Absolutely. Yeah, get your requests in quick. Thank you so much, Raymond. That was fantastic. Raymond and his keyboard. It's not an organ. He did say in an email to me, just quickly, to say that one of the reasons he did this is as he's getting older, and he sounds like a young pipsqueak of a person, really, to me, it's all about having something to do which keeps your mind busy and wards off, you know, a boredom, dementia, all those things. So absolutely brilliant. What did you think, lovely Julia?
That was marvellous. Thoroughly enjoyed that. A bit knackered now. I don't know if you could see that, Richard, but I did get up and I was getting those knees up. Go ahead.
I didn't. I was so interested. And then he was playing the House of the Rising Sun when he got to the end of all of that, and he said, now something for the older ones. And I just said to myself, I thought that was for the older ones.
Do you know what? I didn't realise, but House of the Rising Sun is actually... it's kind of authorless. No one really knows who wrote it. It's kind of a... I didn't realise it was actually kind of a folk song.
Ah, yeah.
I just thought it was a pop song, you know, a classic pop. But what do I know? Not a lot.
Fantastic. What sort of price are you looking for a keyboard that does all of that, Ray?
That's got to be several £100 at least. I mean,
yeah, it's got to be, isn't it? It's like up in the thousands, surely.
I've got relatively basic keyboard. I think it's a Yamaha, I can't remember, but my dad bought that, my mum and dad bought that for me a couple of Christmases ago, and that was probably at least 100 and a couple of hundred or something like that.
Yeah,
that must have been, you know, nigh on 1,000 if not more, I'm sure.
Absolutely. So look, Bonnie says she likes sea shanties. Maybe we should have a sing along, says Michael White. I practice saxophone, says Bonnie, for half an hour. You are a ray of sunshine, says Julie Bow. Absolutely brilliant. We love that. It is a long way to Tipperary. It's a long way to go. Just thought I'd mention that. 750 quid is a question mark. The House of the Rising Sun has been around for decades, says Dean Cooper. Yeah, that's just what Julie was saying. Fantastic stuff. Rami Boo says, my mum used to be a very talented pianist, but she can't remember how to play anything anymore due to the dementia, and it's very sad, of course. Yeah, that was tremendous, says Nigel. It's interesting, isn't it? People who suffer from dementia are advised not to, older people generally are advised not to sit down and do not very much, because that does sort of bring on and advance your bad mental state. And yet you go to an old people's home. Well, my experience of it was that people sit round in a big circle and they do nothing. And no wonder they get worse quickly. And I think it's absolute awful. You should get these people up and get them out and about doing things, practical things.
Yeah, there's evidence that music is really good at helping bring them back into something that they remember and know.
Yeah.
Particularly music from their youth. It's marvelous healer.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely, because it keys into those memories which they still manage to access. So fantastic.
Yeah, because obviously childhood and your formative years, your teens and 20s, usually they kind of stick with you for longer during dementia and Alzheimer's and stuff like that.
Now, let's see how many people are very good at a little bit of a memory jog themselves. Robin Jones has sent in a picture. Robin's been very kindly sending in pictures, these wonderful pictures. You may remember he did the nuthatch and the lovely the butterfly and the festoon of colours, which the people were sitting in a garden where they'd nicked all the stuff. So now he's sent in a picture. He says, I've got a series of pictures of famous people. So do you know who the famous person is here? First one, he says, he tells me who it is, and he says, don't tell him. Actually, I love the fact that all the feet are off the ground in this picture. I took the picture, and this is what came out. It was sheer luck. So let's see if anybody can guess who the famous person is now. And you can see them. It's right at the back there, behind that big thing, right in.
I was muted again. Dang it!
Oh right, you're.
I don't want to embarrass myself, but that's not Usain Bolt, is it?
No, don't think so.
No, of course not. I've just seen what Jeff Harrison's written. You're absolutely right. That's Mo Farah.
So I don't really know much about sports, so I couldn't tell you which one was which. The one in the lead, presumably.
Yes.
And not the one behind. The
one in red, yeah.
Yeah, not the bald bloke behind. So I couldn't tell. I would, me personally, I'd have no idea. They are
just as an interesting point fact about me. That's related. I was trained in athletics in junior school by Chris Akabusi.
You were, you certainly told me, but I don't know you've told the general public.
Yeah, such a lovely fellow, such a lovely guy. Really liked him. His kids went to my school, so he decided to help out and do the athletics club. And
Robin Jones says no, it's the one behind. Who is? Oh. There we are. We both got it wrong.
I'm confused. I thought it. Well, who knows?
I would have no idea, because I couldn't tell you one runner to another. I think I might be able to recognise Trevor Bannister, but then that shows you how old I was. And
no, I didn't get it.
Well, there you go. He ran the 4-minute mile. He broke the 4-minute mile in whenever it was, 1950 something or other. Very famous bloke. But he wasn't he a chemist or something? And he wasn't a professional, and he broke the 4-minute mile. He just liked running, and he went off and he did it. Chris Akabuki, who's he? Says Jeff Harrison. So there we go. All good stuff. And Ramibu is laughing her socks off. My oldest brother used to play the drums. Da-dum-bum. Yes. So there we go. That was that. I'm just going through what we've got now. Paul Burgess has also sent in a picture. Whilst we're doing pictures, let's have a quick look here. Paul Burgess. I don't think that he's related. So I've got to get these in the right order. But I'm going to show this one first. He says, I've just found another picture. We'll show the others in a second. You may like, taken by a friend, John Gray. He is a keen and amateur photographer and has given me permission to send you the picture to use on the Vobes show. He said he will sort through his collections when he's got time. The picture was taken in, well, let's see if you can guess where this picture, what county was this likely to have been taken in? And people can guess that. Lovely picture with the sun going through the engine house. Oh, I think I may have given that away, or the pump house as it is. They're beautiful, absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much. But he also has, and
I love shots like that, by the way, where you get coming through either a building or a tree or something. I love it.
It's clever stuff, isn't it?
Mm.
It's clever stuff. So Paul also then says he's got his other two pictures, and this comes with a comment. He says, we have at the moment a number of work cruise ships at anchor in Tor Bay at the moment. This has been going on since the first lockdown, and at one point I think there were 9 ships. It was difficult to get 5 in one shot, but the resolution is fairly high, and if you zoom in, you should see them. Thought it might be of interest to you as it's an unusual sight. Also got a shot of the sun coming up. So we're going to start with the sun coming up. So let's just see that, and then we'll see if we can see the cruise ship. So this is the with the sun coming up, which is absolutely beautiful photograph. That one.
Gorgeous.
Love that. Thank you very much. And then here, I'm going to see if I can zoom in. We should have 5 cruise ships. I don't know if you can see them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the other one? Maybe it's on the edge here.
There's see the middle ones. There's 3 there.
Oh yeah, there we go. There's 3 in the middle. 1 over there. And they're just sort of on a standby pattern then, presumably.
That's amazing.
Look at that.
Busy place.
Down at Tor Bay. And if you zoom in enough, you can see the people sitting there vomiting into their bags. Why would they be doing that? I don't know. It's just the first load of nonsense that came into my head. Right. I think it's time for another video. We will climb up a mountain. Climb every mountain. Who sang that?
I can't remember.
Or is it I'm Every Woman? Is it Climb Every Mountain?
That's Whitney Houston.
Oh, Whitney Houston.
Climb every mountain. No, but yeah.
Mm.
No, but yeah, but no, but yeah, but no, but.
Yeah, but something.
Yeah, but.
Right, okay, Colonel Cragratty's got a short one for us, climbing up, as I've got written down here, somewhere in the Peak District, leading another one. It's another hair-raising, don't look down moment.
Right then. Okay. Climbing? On belay, climbing ready. Oh. Why not? This could be going nowhere faster, because there's not actually a very good... Oh, there's a handhold there. You okay? Yeah, I am. I think I might fall something else. Going for it, right? Yeah, I'm okay.
So there we go. It just goes to show you how dangerous it can be. What about that? Tumbling 750,000 feet.
Shush. That was frightening.
It was
like,
scary.
Oh!
we edited out the 56 seconds of oh God no, please shine a light. We got rid of all of that. because I just thought that would be too much, so we had to sort of shorten it a bit. My goodness, Pete, Colonel Cragratty, that you are here to be able to tell another tale, that is amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, that's put me off giving it a go, to be honest with you. I thought, yeah, no, I'll be all right. Pete's a bit older than me by a couple of years. I think I could give that a go. And just the idea. Well, although I would enjoy, the bit I would enjoy is the... Ah, away, look at me. I'm falling. The landing is not such fun.
I do think you're doing yourself an injustice. You're a little bit of a mountain goat yourself, you know.
What do you mean?
You might be scared while you're up there, but
Yeah.
you're capable. You're perfectly capable. I've seen you walk across a plank, across the stairwell, and I've seen you bouncing across high stones.
When you said mountain goat, you're quite right, because once I'm up there and I'm like, I can't move, I'm not going anywhere. That's basically how it goes. You've sent a picture here, and it says spot the celeb or something.
Yeah.
Okay, let's put it on.
You can spot the young TLJ and spot the celeb.
Okay.
So this is myself and my cousins.
Right, where are you? Oh, we got to spot you, haven't we?
Spot me. By the way, the one on the bottom left.
Bottom left, this one here.
Is Dan's doodles.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
My cousin Dan?
Yeah, your cousin Dan. So is this person the celeb?
Yes.
In the middle?
Yep.
And who is that then?
It's you may be able to tell, but it's quite an old photo now.
Yeah.
A few moons ago. Can anyone? No, it's not Jason Donovan. Although I did meet Jason Donovan. I got his autograph on the back of a Barbie stationery kit because I saw Jason Donovan in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and yes, Joseph is named after Joseph, my son Joseph.
Is it Frankie Howard?
So that's my birthday on my 11th. Kerry Baldwin's got it on the nail on the head from his really wild days. This is Chris Packham.
Chris Packham. Oh, the wildlife bloke.
Yes, from the Really Really Wild show.
Not David Beckham then.
No, not David Beckham. But he, admittedly, it does look like David Beckham modelled himself on Chris Packham's look from this.
And so, where are you in this? Are you this one here with the little waistcoat and the big ears?
That's my lovely little brother Tom.
Oh, that's Tom. Are you here sitting next to him?
That's me
in the
with
black
my
dress,
blinking eyes shut, literally blinking.
Blinking eyes shut next to Chris Packham in.
Yes. Yeah.
How lovely is that?
Yeah, he was actually dating my my uncle's, and my aunt's best friend at the time, and he actually loaned them one of his very lovely, I think it was an Aston Martin for their wedding. It was really nice.
Oh, as you do.
As you do.
As you do. Brilliant. Well, thank you for that. That's very kind.
Pleasure.
How are we doing on the old Time X? Right, we've got a couple.
21:19.
Yes, blimey. So let me just think. We've done Robert Brailsford. Did we? We haven't done Robert Brailsford. Did we do Robert? No, we haven't done Robert Brailsford's pictures.
Oh,
We've done Mark Burgess's. We've done Paul Burgess's. We've done Robin Jones. We've got some. We've got some pictures to do. We've got. We've done Conan. We've got Bernie and Mark Donny McLeod. Okay, Bernie has been out looking. We're coming to you, Mark Donny McLeod, have no fear. Bernie has been out and he thinks he's got the secret of...
That's right, sir. You found my secret, sir. You found my secret. I don't like it, sir. Shush.
I'm so sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Secret of Eric. Shall we go in and check it out? I think we should. I just got to find the right button.
You'll have to permit me a little laugh there. They've got this tiny little dog, no bigger than a rat, and he's called Eric.
Eric. Does Eric have a dark, deep secret? Does he have a double life? Is he a secret shapeshifter? Only the Vobes knows. And I bet he will not divulge.
Quite right. Not going to say a word. What Eric does on his nights off, days off, is his own business, to be fair. I don't like to say because, but you probably got about the shape and size of him. The fact that he was on a lead is probably very appropriate, actually. Come on, Eric, get on. Get on. Thank you for that. That was hilarious. Oh, dear. It's a shame we didn't get to see him, though. You weren't quick enough with the camera. Another time. Set some traps. Lure him forward.
Maybe he had a mime dog.
Oh, yeah, could have been a mime dog. Mime how you go. Right. So, Robert Brailsford, let's do your pictures. Robert says, I hope it's okay for me to send my pictures to you. I was on... What was that?
Sorry.
Was that your tooth?
That was me knocking my mug and my glass together. Sorry.
Oh, that can happen. You should see what happens when I get a cup. Ow. Yeah.
I decided to have a little bit of mead. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's all right. Oh, you're on the mead tonight.
I thought I deserved it a little bit.
Yeah, it's what you need. A little bit of mead. I was on the ex-Somerset and Dorset Railway, says Robert Brailsford, and the path below was one of Bristol to Frome. Announced Frome. Rhymes with broom. No, it's Frome, isn't it? Frome, not Froome.
Don't ask me.
I think that's what it is. I got confused now because I used to... Wait a minute. Frome.
I thought it was Frome.
Yes, I think... I got confused now because I used to know it's because it's not how you think it is. Anyway, I think it's whatever. Anyway, whichever way it is, you'll have to work that one out for yourself because I used to know it. I've just confused myself with the two versions. Isn't that annoying when you do that? Which one? Frome. Yeah, Frome. That's right. Thank you. Frome. Right, first time. Frome. Yes. It's because he said it pronounced Froome and put the double O's in. So like broom, I went, oh yeah, Froome. Wait, what am I talking about? Frome. Robin Jones. Now Robin Jones is doing it. Froome.
And Station Master's Choice says Froome.
Well, which one is it? Because Mark Donny McLeod has gone Froome.
Because, I mean, it looks like it says Frome, so...
Oh, yes, so it's not like Frome. Yes, it's Froome. That's right, with two... yes, so I was right the first time. Thank you. Don't confuse me, people. Frome rhymes with broom.
Elfwald's got it right. Yes, it's pronounced Frome, not Frome.
Yes, there we go. Yes, Froome.
Works better when you read it.
So much better. Right, anyway, to Bristol to Frome. The GWR, which is the Great Western Railway, presumably, line, which passes below the Somerset and Dorset line. The line's closed in 1973 when the last colliery at Rithlington closed. I hope this is okay, Richard. I'll send some more in the future. Brilliant. So there we go. Did we see them? No, we didn't. So we will see. These are pictures of the line, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. This is Robert Brailsford. That's right, down there in their bath. Know what I mean? I'm sending you these pictures so you show them on. This is it, the Froome. It's not Frome, Richard, you fool. You got that wrong, haven't you? Here it is. The line has obviously since gone. And it goes along this bit here next to that. There was a very narrow little train to go along there, I should think. And... there it goes. Has anyone actually ever seen ghost trains? I always wondered, all these old lines, people walk along them. I wonder if anybody actually sees a ghost train. There was a brilliant book by Arnold Ridley who played Godfrey. It was a stage play, who played Godfrey in Dad's Army. And he wrote Ghost Train. And it's all about these people in a station. I did it once as an amateur performer. It's a fantastic play, if you like that sort of thing. Yeah, there we are. Look, they almost see the train. I don't know how it got down those steps, mind you, but there we are. That's it. Thank you, Robert. That's all right,
We
Richard.
love a good old disused railway, don't we?
We do like them, Richard. That's nice. I'm more than happy to send in more pictures of the old railway line that's no longer there. That would be very nice. Thank you. Please do. Please do.
Thanking you, Mr. Brailsford. Thanking you.
You are a star, stage and screen. Has anybody actually... I've been on a ghost train, says Robert Crose. Oh, yes, I know. That one, he keeps going on about that bloody train from Seattle to somewhere else, isn't it? Or it's not Seattle, but it sounds like the Settle and something line. He just loves that line. He will not let it drop. I can't remember. Carlisle, is it? Carlisle to Settle or Seattle or somewhere. He goes.
Then you get ghost trains at fun fairs.
You do get those at fun, but he just wants to talk about this one. He tried to get me on it, and instead of taking me on it, he took me to the.
Oh no!
Yes,
do you know
the Monastery of Hell, We are
What was
Sorry, go
There's
on.
a petition going. There's a petition going on at the moment regarding that. I'm pretty sure it's that one because it's in a valley, isn't it? Just inside Scotland-ish. Is that right?
Well, yeah, what's in the valley?
The monastery.
Oh, yeah, that's right, the monastery. The
Buddhist
god-awful 1950s monastery that looks like it came from, I don't know, a library that was being turned into it. There's there's a documentary?
A petition.
Oh, to have it shut down?
No. I think the monastery have got the petition against there's two shooting ranges or two areas nearby, very close. That
Oh, what they shoot across the land, so shoot the monks.
No, it's more to the
That's
point
brilliant. I love it.
It's more to the point of the fire. The shooting of the guns disrupts the peace and tranquility. Of the
I
monastery.
think that's fantastic. There's the monks
But
down on their knees. I am pew, pew. Oh, Lordy. Oh, dear. Robert Croser, what have you opened up? You and your Seattle to wherever it is. What is the name of that?
Buddhagate.
Yeah. What, Woodagate?
Buddhagate. That was
Buddhagate,
what we
yeah,
were
that's it.
terming that.
I can't remember the name. It was not Seattle, but it sounds like Seattle. Settle. Is it settle to somewhere? Settle it for me. Where was the sodding train? Put the number on and I'll call.
Given the number then.
I can't. We've got to play Mark Donny McLeod's with 3 minutes before the end of the show. It's too late.
Well.
Sorry, mate. Sorry about that. Really, really sorry. We've had a musical theme so far. We're going back into the music that we had before. It's Mark Donny McLeod, and if I'm right, he's going to introduce us to Hannah.
Ooh.
Greetings, Vobes. Hello, Richard. I hope everyone's all right. I'm back in session again. Very happy. I like this guitar. This is my guitar. And she's called Hannah. She has very special strings, which are bronze. Makes for a nice sound. G. Finger there, one finger there, one finger down on a little big string, and one right on the bottom. So, bottom two, top one, and one behind it. G at 9, anyway. G at 9, that's a C at 9. Exactly the same shape, but one string down, so move everything the top down one string. D. And the 9th there. It's an E minor, 2 fingers there. Well, take care, folks. Oh, for the lady, happy International Women's Day. As a best today. What is it today? Does he matter?
He's mad. He's barking mad. I want to know what the other hand was doing. I want to know, was he holding a cassette recorder and just playing that? Can you actually play those notes? Do you think he was really playing that, lovely Julia?
Absolutely, he was.
Of course he was. Of course he was. What is stuff? We have another video from Mark Donny McLeod with a different instrument. And it's got strings on it as well. Great big harp it is. It's well, he was harping on about it. It may not have been actually a harp. So we'll have to see. Wait.
I'd love a harp.
Yes.
Oh, gosh. Damn expensive, though.
Harpo marks for you. Yeah, we'll have to wait till Wednesday for that one and see. We'll see what happens with that. Robert is going to call on Wednesday, which is great. Lisa asked, is Lola all right, by the way? Yeah, Lola's fine, apparently. Thank you for asking about that. Little dog who was had to be rushed to hospital. Thank you so much, Mark. Love the hat. And I didn't know what the ditty was. Anybody know what the ditty was? I thought he was going to launch into the Hillbillies tune, says Bonnie. That would have been great. Richard says, oh, did you get the steampunk picture of the tea? Yes, I did. I was going to save that for the Wednesday show, if that's all right with you. So, yeah, I did get that. You know, you can have too much of something, and we are a couple of minutes over the top. What's the guitar you use, says Paul Cockrell. Andrew Norris says, he said that Mark Donny McLeod was left-handed. Which hand is the left bit? Because both hands are doing things, aren't they? How would you know which one is left? Is it the one plucking the strings here, or the one holding the other end?
Well, if you're right-handed, which I am, you'd have the fretboard in your left hand and you'd strum with your right. So if he's left-handed, he'd be the other way around. And apparently he has a right-handed guitar which he just turns over and plays upside down.
Is a guitar, does it make it, is it like a screwdriver that you can have a left-handed screwdriver? I mean...
No, because I mean, this is a ukulele, it's not a guitar, but the strings, you know...
Oh, the strings are in an order. So if you turn it round, the strings would be in a different order.
Have to do the same shapes, but upside down.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the strumming hand is the one that tells you what you're doing. Right, okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't play an instrument. I just play with myself. So
I want to know about that.
That didn't come out right, did it?
Oh,
dear. Sorry. I say the wrong things at the wrong time. To the wrong people. That is how I hang.
You're quite good at that sometimes.
Yeah, I practice regularly. We now need a drummer and we have a band, says Ray. Yeah, that's true. I wonder if we could do this over Zoom on the Vobes show. Get Mark Donny McLeod on his thing. We need a drummer and everybody's on headphones. We could have the Vobes band and Julia does the vocals and I would just do the conducting. I'll try and be quiet. And I can conduct silently. And there we have... I know you don't have a conductor in a band. I realise that. I'm not completely insane. But I can introduce the band and clap it. How about that? So
it doesn't... Just to say, I mean, that would be awesome, but it wouldn't quite work because everyone would have to play individually, bit by bit.
Why would they have to play bit by bit?
Because you can't all play at once because you can't hear it all at once. So it'll just kind of skip between and it'll be all disjointed.
We could do it on this. You know, our little thing where we join people in.
Yeah.
You could do that as long as everybody could hear everybody else.
It's just about the delay because when you're playing music, you kind of have to have instant, hear instantly what they're doing.
Yeah. We could try it.
It'd be great to have a go. Yeah.
If it fails, then too much delay for playing together, says Bonnie. Now, come on, these people. Why are we all being very negative? Don't be negative, for goodness sake. The timing goes out on... Right, we're not going to use Zoom, but we could use this thing that we use here, that the lovely Julia and I.
This Pro Media thing.
We do it for a band, but delayed. Yeah, time delays. Everyone's going, time delay, Richard, time delay. Yes, all right. I've delayed your time far enough. We have got to end this show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in on the Vobes show on the 8th of March 2001. 2001.
Regressed 20 years. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, yes, please. There's so much I'd like to just slightly do differently.
Live it all again. Can I do this?
Oh, are you trying to... No, it won't work on mine.
It doesn't work on this one either. Damn it. I was going to contribute by being the glass sound. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end. Thank you, Julia, for being a wonderful co-host on the show as ever. Thanks to all our contributors, to Colonel Craig Ratty, Michael Thornley. We'll play out your thing. I promise you we'll do that on the end. Bernie, thank you for your video. Ray, for your wonderful, I nearly said guitar then, your keyboard, not an organ. And Mark Johnny McLeod for his lovely Hannah, playing the strings of Hannah. And to our picture contributors, Robert Brailsford, Robin Jones, Mark Burgess and Paul Burgess, thank you so much for that. And the lovely Julia with her famous of whoever it was that you said that you'd seen all those...
Chris Packham.
Yeah, Chris Packham in. And to all the lovely chit-chat, chutty-chew that we've had, to Ed Loud for calling us in on the studio. Been another fantastic day on the old Vobes show. But we're going to sign off with and I've organised the music now so that you can actually hear it. The Birds, the Michael Thornley. Thank you so much for that. We'll nip into the... So Inglorious Sound, Inglorious Pictures, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Until then, thanks all, take care, and goodbye! That's it. That's your lot. Thank you so much. Take care, one and all. Until the next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, press the wrong button.